Welcome back. Today is day 3, and it is usually people's favorite card when it is pulled, although I find it very dark and mysterious. So let's talk through it. Today's card is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the moon in astrology. The moon is the keeper of your secrets. The moon is the guardian of your dreams. The moon in the birth chart represents your mother or your feminine figure in your life. The moon rules Cancer, which traditionally in the 12 houses is your 4th house of home, family, roots. It's where we look at how your childhood may have been. It's also where I find people can go to the sign on the 4th house to learn to self-soothe themselves. A little interesting thing is the 4th house would be where how you self-soothe based on the sign. The 12th house I find is how we self-sabotage ourselves, but also is some of your hidden talents in that sign. So just a little sneak peek of the future. So here we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is connected to intuitive connection, your inner wisdom, sensing the unseen. A lot of people will say psychic abilities. I'm going to tell you it's sensing the unseen because not everyone is clairvoyant or clairaudient. There's a lot of mystery in this card. It has a lot to do with the subconscious mind. And really, you'll see her, she's sitting very still, very quietly. It's that blue and white. It's just kind of like melting down. The fabric is melting down her. But it is waiting for answers rather than seeking the answers. So, your inner voice and what is your relationship with intuition. So the idea of going in, quiet, going in, hearing our inner voice, it's important to understand that quiet contains a lot of power because only taking action, you never have time to reflect. Right? Allow your unconscious to emerge. It's in those quiet moments. A lot of people will say they get inspiration in the shower, right? Because there's not a lot of distraction there. Meditation, right? Coming out of a meditation, you might have your idea comes to you. It's because you're able to quiet down the exterior noise. She holds great spiritual info and wisdom that you can choose whether you want to integrate that into your journey or not. Are you ready to discover new parts of yourself? When this comes up, usually there is a message waiting for us, whether or not we can make ourselves still enough to receive it. What I find very fascinating with her as well is that here we have her sitting in stillness and softness, and you'll see her scroll here. Her scroll is tucked away a little in her sleeve. So the scroll, right, the scroll holds all of this higher knowledge that's been closed off to us. The moon is associated with darkness. There is this darkness that we don't know, we don't understand, and to be honest, we don't probably have the words or the experience to understand it. I would say, have you had times where you have had to pull away and just quiet down to sit and think about something that's happened, but you can't quite put words towards your feeling or explaining it? It's almost like you say to yourself, I just don't have the words yet to explain how I'm feeling, what I want to do next. I just need to sit in silence. People that are very reactive and very action oriented can't always pull back like that, right? They immediately go in and jump in and want to express the emotions. And then other people pull back first to think, to sit through. So you'll see this because this has a lot to do with mood, memories, all things associated with the moon. The moon is your emotional body. So remember that the moon is in the birth chart, how we handle our emotions, how we handle traumas, things that can trigger traumas in us, things that trigger threats, like how we respond in those moments. That's all held within the moon. So our moon and this card, when it's pulled, tells us there is great potential in our lives, strong possibilities that haven't been realized. But we can set, like, you can feel it. You're like, I know I'm meant for more. I know there's more out there. I just not quite sure what it is yet. The question is, can you calm yourself down to listen to that inner voice in you? And then also, you have to take action. If action doesn't follow, there is never going to be a realization of it. It's not going to come into reality. If you get this card, it's really telling you to, like, wait. Don't rush. Slow down. Speak less. I know, very hard nowadays, right? Speak less, listen more. Also connecting into trust your gut instinct. It also talks a lot about your third eye, right? I think the third eye vision can be hard for people to understand as well. But it's another maybe way to talk about your intuition, like opening that third eye. Most people think, like, I open the third eye and I'm going to see this huge vision of goodness knows what, all the different dimensions of the world. Maybe, I don't know. One of the things that I find interesting with her is that you have to go in first, and to go in means you have to get into, like, your heart source. And I don't know how many of you have read the book Magdalene Revealed, but in the book of Mary, or the Gospel of Mary, the first 6 pages of the Gospel is gone. But also, I'll read you the quote in here, because I think it applies. Mary responded, "I will teach you about what is hidden from you." So it makes me think of this card. I'll teach you what is hidden from you. And then the next 4 pages of the 3 copies of the Gospel of Mary have all been ripped out and destroyed. Whereas she was going to teach you how to go in to access this hidden knowledge. We can't. It's being withheld from us. So I find that very interesting as you hear about the feminine rising, a feminine awakening. One of the things to talk about with the card, you have her sitting here nice and still. On her head is the phases of the moon. You see a veil behind her. It's got the pomegranates on her. It's almost like you're barred from entering this place of wisdom, but we just don't know how to, which also makes me kind of giggle a little bit about the Gospel of Mary, and whoever had the last of the copies pulled those pages out, because whatever that is must have been too powerful for us here on this plane of understanding and knowledge, this third dimension. Maybe we can't do it. Maybe we can't all handle it. You don't know. The pomegranates, though, they tempt us, right? Here they are tempting us, like, don't you want to know what's behind the veil? As my child would do. Don't you want to know? The best we can do is really have these distorted truths of myths and dreams and symbols, and us trying to make sense of all of this. If you look behind the veil, this is water. The moon is associated with water. The water back here is still. So one of the things to think about is it's smooth water. Secrets are hidden deep in the dark depths of the water, but it is smooth on top, right? We push down that which we want to make very hard to uncover and bring out. You'll see she sits between 2 pillars. Pillar has a B for Boaz, which has to do with passivity and mystery, okay? So the Boaz is, in him is strength. And then you have the opposite in white. We have this duality. You have the J on this pillar. Hakin, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He will establish. So you have the great strength of going in to listen to the voice, but then to also establish and to come forward and turn this into reality, or bring it back here with you. So she sits between 2 pillars of duality, but notice as well that the B and the J are opposite colors, because here we are, it's all an illusion. Duality is an illusion, right? So very mystical card, very hard to understand. I myself would never say I am the High Priestess. She's also not here to mentor us, right? She is just a symbol of take a moment, go within, listen to that inner voice. The inner voice is here for you, it's in you, and it's buried deep down. So the secrets are in the dark, dark water, really, really deep. In order to get down there, how many layers of the ego do you have to let go of to get into the soul, to get into the true heart of this body that we are in? Okay, so hopefully this card won't scare you when you get it, but just think to yourself, okay, High Priestess has come up. Let me just quiet down. Let me just listen. Let me quiet the thoughts in my head. Maybe I go meditate. I know there's a message somewhere around for me. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to the myths or the things that are coming up around you. Just be a little more aware. You could also need moments of like pulling in to take care of yourself. Okay, so just always know that. The other thing is, we don't know if she's pulling this in or out. Sometimes people fall too deep into this, right? We start ignoring the fact that we are on this physical plane, Earth, and she might pull it away because you're neglecting that duality of being here and being inside yourself. So just know there's a balance, right? We have the two pillars. She sits balanced in the middle. So I hope you enjoy her, right? Take a moment, enjoy the mysteries of life. Maybe we aren't supposed to understand everything. Or maybe you enjoy going down the rabbit holes or into working with the shaman to try and uncover the mysteries of your own subconscious. But she's magical. She is magical. Please like, subscribe, follow. We will continue on with the 3 card tomorrow. Of course, you are welcome to drop below where is your moon sign. If you know which sign and which house your moon is in, you would put her in her. You can call her her. You can put her in the moon, a house that your moon is in your birth chart. She is the feminine to the masculine of the sun. Okay? Duality.